So, welcome world. This is Thursday, October 8th, 2015. And it's a beautiful day in Las Vegas. Not quite sure what the temperature is outside. I'll find out because this is important. For what? Okay, Gina says it's 72 degrees. 75, okay. Now 75. And I don't see the temperature on mine. But, so it's a great day here. Does anybody know what tomorrow is? Not the date.
Friday.
The significance of tomorrow. The importance of tomorrow. Holiday? No. Mother's Day. Columbus Day. Well, so Columbus is sort of the mother. Let's see, could you pass this back to Phyllis, please? So tomorrow is Sherry's birthday. Okay. So we've got to figure out something to do for her. I doubt that it's on the calendar. And I don't think that's something that Sherry would put out there. No, not her age, just that it's her birthday. We're gonna, try to do. Well, she won't be here, but maybe we'll send flowers over to the Venetian. Yeah, everybody can send an email. Right. We can celebrate. Yeah, that's true. Send her "Wish You Were Here" video. We do a hangout on air. She could be participating remotely. Okay, so that's housekeeping stuff. Let's see, Tom is not here today, but he did a good job yesterday with Chow Tuti, getting some interviews set up. And, but we're going to talk about YouTube today. So Dennis, in California, has anybody seen the video? Today's video yet?
Did you? Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes, students that watched it. Yeah, the editing.
Yes.
Right.
All right. So please go to your composition books and have a page entitled "Creating a Video." So I'm going to talk about some tips about what is important when you're doing a video, creating the video. The video that was on there today was about editing videos. How many people here watched it?
So I somewhat watched it.
Okay, Tom, did you watch it? Okay. Laretha, did you watch it? Okay, so Dwayne, what do you mean you somewhat watched it?
Because we don't want me to pull up something.
Okay, got it. So you started watching it. Okay. Stephanie, okay. So what I wanted you to get from that was, golly gee, it's not hard to edit a YouTube video. Did anybody come away thinking it's hard?
No.
Okay, Mike, what did you think?
I thought it's real simple.
Yeah, okay. So that was the main point was it's very simple to edit a video. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but right now, does everybody have their page in their book? And you should have in your contents page a thing that says how to create a video on your table of contents, and the page on that should be the page number for the page you're going to take your notes on. So if in the future you want to find, I know I took notes on what the important things for creating a video. You know I did that. Where is that in my composition book? It should take you no time at all to find it because it should be on your table of contents page. How to create a YouTube video. So what page number is this on? This is your thing. Okay, so you have to number all of your pages. Everybody needs to make sure the lower right corner page is numbered. And it should be in a, if you started at 1, it should be 1, the next one should be 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. You don't need to do the other page because that's the left side. And when you flip through your book to look for a page, all you need to do is do that. So if you go to your table of contents and it says it's on page 182, you go to the back to 183, and here's 182. It's right there. So it should take no time to find this stuff in your composition book. Okay, so item number 1, the most important thing in doing a video is what? No, creating a video. When you're shooting a video, the number 1 most important thing is sound. Okay, sound. Sound is more important than the video. So you have to make sure you're close enough that the microphone can pick up whoever you're shooting, if there is any sound. If you don't have sound, it's not important. But when you're about to shoot a video of somebody, the first thing that has to go to your mind is sound. We've all seen movies where it looks like they're using a handheld camcorder, Blair Witch Project. There was another one about a monster attacking New York. I don't remember the name of that. It came out about 5 years ago. And the movie was about a guy at a party who had a camcorder, and he's videotaping people at the party. And then this monster attacks New York, alien attacks New York. And the rest of the show is this guy with this camera running around. And it's all jumpy and bad lighting and stuff. But that didn't take away from the hooking you in on the movie. You know, they didn't say, well, we can't shoot a movie with a guy pretending he's using a camcorder. It was, people don't care, they're used to that. But if the sound isn't good, then it's not going to turn out good. So focus on the sound. 2 is the lighting. And what you want is light the face. Okay? You can't have the light behind a person. You have to have the light in their face. Number 3. Hold the camera horizontally. Hold it like this, not like this. The picture will be larger if you hold it like this than if you hold it like this. Okay, now there might be some times where you want to film something and you want to get high to low, but usually if you're doing people, you're going to want to get the person and stuff around them. Okay, so everybody get that? The next thing is if you're interviewing someone, you don't need to have the camera on them the whole time. Like if I say to Mike, what did you think of the game last night? Okay, Mike is talking, the camera can hear him, but I can be panning the area around him. That just adds to the quality that people see, because it's not just a guy talking into a camera. Now you have a sense of what's going on around you. Okay, so if you're in a bar or there's a lot of people around, if you're answering the question and people see a lot of people around, they're going to think, wow, this, you know, it's just going to seem like it's better than if it's just on him and you don't see what else is going on in the background.
You see, for genre, you talking about far as the cell phones?
Yeah.
That's the only type of camera you're talking about?
Yeah.
For that,
yeah.
It's cell phones.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the other ones, it's automatic. You know, the way you hold it.
What have you? Okay.
Okay, the way you hold it is the way it's supposed to be. You know, they don't say, okay, well, you hold it this way, but make sure you do this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, so that's a good point Dwayne brought up. I'm talking about using your smartphone as the camera. Today's smartphones are better than camcorders were 10 years ago. Okay, they're better. They're better quality. There's more megapixels in this than there were in camcorders. And it's just going to keep getting better. And because the key thing is sound, not video, the video is always going to be good enough if you have good lighting. If the sound is good and the lighting's good, you're going to have something good. Now, here's how we make it better. Is hold the camera a certain way. Get, I'm going to say pan. I'm going to say don't just focus on the person. Don't just focus on the subject. So the point is, there's no reason everybody can't be good at this. In other words, if I take out, there's too many negatives in there. Everybody should be good enough at creating videos to help you get a job. So in the example we gave yesterday of doing the freezer at Shortline, how to load the freezer, do you need to have a camera on a tripod and extra lights? No. Okay, but what if you're a guy that doesn't feel comfortable using their cell phone? Are you going to want to do the video?
No.
No. Why? Because, exactly, that's right, because you don't feel comfortable using a cell phone. If you get good at a cell phone, doing it with a smartphone, you're going to be thinking, I could take videos everywhere.
Some people do.
And they do a great job. You know why? Because they have confidence in it. And they practice doing it, and they refine it, and they get good at it. Because the technology, the camera is good enough. If you do these things right, if the sound is good, the lighting is good, you know, this camera is probably better than a production quality camera back in the 60s. It's certainly better than a black and white cameras that they had in the 50s, right?
Absolutely.
It's probably better than color cameras in the 60s, and who knows, maybe even the 70s.
Right.
Okay, but now it becomes technique because the technology is good. So it comes down to technique. And there's thousands, I'm sure, of YouTube instructional videos on how to get really, really, really good at doing them. But if you get the basics, and the number one thing is if there is sound, sound is important. If you're taking a picture of a sunrise, is sound important? No. What's important?
The picture.
The picture of the sunrise. Okay, the video of the sunrise is important. So now you got to figure out where is the best place to put the camera, right? You're not going to want to have a telephone pole in your shot of the sunrise if you can avoid it. So those are things that you have to think about if sound isn't important, but usually sound is the important thing. Sometimes you can't do anything about the sound. You know, there's a cop beating a guy over there. All you can do is try to get the best picture. Okay, you're not going to have time to run over there, cut, let's do this again. Okay, you know, I didn't get the sound quality wasn't. You're not going to have time to do that. Okay, but when you do have time, sound is the most important thing. If people can hear it, then that's good. That's important. Lighting is number 2. Hold the camera this way and don't just focus on the person. Now, who told me that advice? A guy who got a Grammy Award for doing a documentary in Fiji for the Discovery Channel. Because I told him about People of the Abyss. That the idea is we're going to do short 2-minute videos of people, homeless people out in the middle of the night. Why are you here? Who are you? Why are you here? What brought you to this place? And ultimately we use that to say education is important and Larson is the school to go to. He said, you know, that's a fantastic idea, because if the Discovery Channel tried to do that, the second the big Discovery Channel truck pulls into the area, what happens?
Scatter.
Yeah, scatter, or people become actors, right? Okay, people aren't real. The reality factor is gone. And our point was, what is real about homelessness is not what most people ever experience. What they see on TV is not real. And we had some very good stuff, because we had one of the founders of the school, a guy named One-Eyed Willie, Brad Stovall, who spent, in his mid-50s, spent more than half his life in prison on the installment plan, California. And when he got out of prison, 2 weeks before he got out of prison, he had a stent put in his heart. He had heart surgery. And when he got let go, when he went to see his parole officer, he was on high control because he didn't have a place to parole to. So in California, if it's your parole date, guess what? You're getting out.
Yeah.
You're not staying.
They don't care where you're going.
And so they said to him, look, we have nothing for you. We have no medication, no place to live, no housing, no place to refer you to. You have to come in here every week because you're on high control. So my advice to you is just find a safe place by the side of the freeway. So that's what they said to him. So one day he's riding a bicycle, which he happened to find. And his lucky day happens. He gets hit by a truck. Broke his collarbone, got to go to the hospital, and ultimately he got a settlement of about $90,000 before the attorney took his part. Because he was an ex-felon, his attorney also took advantage of him. So it was hard for him to get the money. But he got some money, and he had a kid who was 22 in Idaho, where his wife was, who he'd never really seen growing up. So he decided, I'm going to be a winner. I've got $40,000. I'm going to be a winner. I'm going to go up to Idaho and become a dad to my 22-year-old kid. Now, what kind of white people live in Idaho? Yeah, they're not really sophisticated people.
I was wondering what.
Potato farmers.
Now, Dennis, you know Brad. Brad's been around.
Right.
Yeah.
I know Brad.
So he's up there. He's trying to make things happen with his family.
Oh, okay.
And as soon as the money's gone, he's not really welcome. One thing he bought was a pickup truck with a camper on it. And if you spent 20 years in prison, what's that? How do you feel about having a truck with a? You feel good with a camper, big camper you can stand up in. That's right, freedom, baby. So he says, okay, you guys don't want me. It's not working out. I don't fit in. You don't want to be my son. And this kid is saying, you're not my dad. I don't know you. I'm 22 years old. You've never been around. So he says, okay, screw it. Gets his backpack, puts it on the front seat of the truck. And then his son jumps in front of the truck with a rifle. He says, you're not taking the truck. We don't care about you, but you're not coming. He's saying, look, I'm just going to go get a job and I'll start sending money. No, you're not taking that truck. That's the last thing. So because he'd been in prison a long time, his attitude was, okay, well, I don't need the truck, right? I don't need the truck. So he gets out, and this is around November in Idaho.
Oh.
And he says, I'm going to get back to Orange County. So we're kind of keeping in contact with him. By the time he gets to Portland, is where we come up with the idea of we need to take advantage of this situation with people of the abyss. And so we sent him a phone with a smartphone with a camera. And we sent him $4 a day. And his thing was to do videos. And the reason we sent him $4 a day is because if we sent him more than 4, he would have no money for food. Because somebody else, he'd buy something and share it. This would happen, that would happen. $4, if you've ever been in there, $4 is enough, right? And he doesn't drink. Okay. So $4 is enough, right, Dave?
Right.
If you don't drink?
Absolutely.
Okay. He does not drink. He's just a guy that he missed that whole phase of his life because he was in prison. He doesn't drink alcohol. And he doesn't take drugs. Smokes marijuana, but he doesn't take anything hard. So he would send us videos, and we have some on People of the Abyss, and they're actually very poignant, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he had an eye, and in Portland there's an area called I can't remember what it's called. There's a part of Portland where the cops don't go in, and they really don't let you come out. If you're homeless, they bring you back in. And so it's a struggle for Brad. This is during the winter. He's in a dilapidated house. And one video he had was of a hooker who had a boil the size of like a tennis ball on her leg. So he had to lance that. Yeah. And another time at about 5:30 in the morning, I get a call from him saying, well, let me start by saying no charges were filed. They're letting me out now. So he got picked up and said what happened is some guy started laying hands on a hooker, felony flats, I think is what it's called. Some guy started laying hands, he broke it up, cops came and everybody went downtown. So they released him at about 6 o'clock or something like that. He said, okay, so now the only issue is I have to walk back 6 miles through the snow and hope that my stuff is where I left it, that somebody didn't steal it. So another time, he says, okay, well, I found out I now have the secret to success here because you can't walk into a place with a big back, you can't walk into a McDonald's or anything like you're homeless. If you walk in with a bag, it's okay, buy your food, now get the hell out of here. There's no restrooms are unlocked there. There's no electrical outlets anywhere. And the cops there are not like here. Here, if you're on 4-master, it's cool, right?
Right.
In Portland, it's keep moving. Cops see you stopped, keep moving. So he figured out the secret. Somebody told him was you take your bag, your rolling bag, you put a string around it, and you pull it up into a tree. Because nobody's going to look up in the tree. They're not going to see your face. So he calls one night, just mentally, emotionally defeated, saying we had stormed all day. And I went back, and the tree had fallen over.
Oh, wow.
And the cops, the fire department was there cutting up the tree. His stuff was gone. So he went to Walmart across the street, wired him money. He was able to get clean, dry stuff, and found a cardboard box and slept in it. And the next day he calls and says, I'm in the hospital. I broke my tailbone because I saw a motherfucker wearing my shirt that was in my bag. Excuse my language, California. So he got in a fight with the guy to get his shirt back, and he slipped down this drain thing and crashed down and broke his tailbone. But he said, but I got my shirt. I just can't wear it anymore because it's all ripped up. So the best and last story was he calls me one day, or he texts me and says, Ed, I give up. I just can't do this. It's just too hard. We were trying to get him into a shelter, a Salvation Army thing, but he doesn't want to follow rules. So he wouldn't abide by the rules. So he said, no, I'm not going to do that. but he called me, he texted me saying, I just can't do it. It's too hard out here. And I texted him back something of, I don't remember what it was, but something. He said, I'd emotionally given up. And then I looked down and there was a lottery ticket on the ground right in front of me. There was a lottery ticket. I picked it up and I scratched off and I was a winner. I won $20. So he said, and then I noticed across the street was a Salvation Army store. And I figured this has got to be a sign that I have to keep going. Because I didn't see that lottery ticket before I sent you the text and before you texted me. So he texted me, I immediately texted him back. And then I didn't hear from him. So this part I found out later, but as soon as he got my text, he looked down and there was a lottery ticket. He picked it up, he took the scratcher thing off and it was a winner. He took it into the store and he got his $20. He walked out and he saw across the streets a Salvation Army store. He walked in and there was a bin of discounted items. And one of the things he had in there was can crushers. So he decided, I am going to become an entrepreneur. I'm going to buy these, and it was like 5 for $15. Regularly $9.95 each, but now they're on sale, close out, 5 for $15. Bought all of them. Went out, said I sold the first one in like 10 minutes to a guy.
Can crusher?
Yeah. This is a valuable tool there.
Absolutely.
He said, I was about to make my second sale to a guy. All of a sudden, an unmarked cop car comes up. It says, let me see your business license. The guy and he says to the buyer, unless you want to get picked up too, I suggest you leave. So that guy took off. So Brad is trying to reason with this cop. And the cop says, here's your choice. You come downtown with me now, and I write you up, I hold you for not having a business license. Or you can go back across the street and turn those things over to them. Donate them back to the store. So when Brad got them, they were all bundled up. And now he has them taken apart. One of the straps on his backpack had broken because of the weight, because he's got all of his stuff. And he says to the cop, I can't carry all of my 2 backpacks and this bundle of stuff. And the cop says, well, I'm not going to hang around. I suggest you go take those back to the store and donate them to the store. So he did, came back, all of his stuff was gone once again.
Right.
Yeah. And then he kept going. Oh, the last story. So his problem was he would lose the phone, and he was in McDonald's one morning, he got a cup of coffee, was sitting at a table. He dozes off. He wakes up 10 seconds later, his cell phone is gone. Goes to the manager, does all these things. They basically say, we don't know what you're talking about. Beat it. Get out of here. You've had time to have your coffee. Leave. He leaves, gets a half a block away, decides, I'm going to go check and see if somebody threw it in the dumpster. Threw it in the garbage can. It's in the dumpster. So he walks around the back to go to the dumpster, and there's a couple guys on break. He just happens to notice that the wallpaper on the guy's phone was his. An employee at McDonald's had stolen his phone. He says to the guy, "Give me back, that's my phone, give me back my phone." The guy says, "No, it's not your phone." So he goes to grab the guy, grabs the guy, gets the phone. He said, "I get it to the end of the alley, I could go left or I could go right. I chose the wrong direction, and the cops picked me up." Again. But after a few hours of hassling, we let him go. The next thing we did is we put him on a bus to Orange County. Because the idea was for him to go to Portland, get somebody there to take over for him, go to the next place, the next place, next place, and just have a series of people. And we'd have a great library of what homelessness is really like. Except we had to get him to Orange County, and when he got there physically, he was really in pretty bad shape. He lost a lot of weight. His hands were all cracked from the weather. There at night, you have to watch out for guys mugging you. So you can't really sleep during the day. And when you go to find a place to sleep at night, you got to think you're going to get robbed. So he had 3 guys come up and rob him one night. They hit him in the back of the head with a 2x4 or something, so hard that his fake eye popped out. And it was windy, and the next day he couldn't find it. Yeah, his fake eye. His fake eye popped out. So we brought him to Orange County, and he's doing a video one day. And a guy, he's not doing it of a guy, he's doing a video of this place during the day, like a Catholic Charities or something like that, some place. The guy gets out of the car, and the guy says, "Hey, I don't want you videoing me." You hear Brad say, "Yeah, okay, that's cool, but I'm not videotaping you." And then the guy comes over. He and Brad get into words, and you hear Brad say, "Hold on a second, Ed." And he goes to throw the phone on the grass, but he misses and he throws it into the curb. So the phone then breaks. He gets in a fight with the guy. And at that point, we said, "Brad, we just can't. This is like phone number 4. We just can't keep doing it." And he was emotionally beat. But I told that story to this guy that did the documentary and won a Grammy for Discovery Channel. He said, "Man, that is really great stuff. Make sure," I told it to him early on. Brad was in Oregon. He said, "Make sure, number 1 is sound. Make sure you can hear the people talking. 2, lighting. Make sure there's light. 3, hold the camera this way, not this way. And don't just focus on the guy." So if you're asking the guy, "Who are you? Why are you homeless? How'd you get to be homeless?" Don't just have it on him. Be doing this while he's talking to you. So that advice that I gave you is actually from a guy who got a Grammy for doing a documentary of Native people, headhunters in Fiji. Okay? So, and I occasionally hear from Brad in Orange County, nothing's changed. Got picked up a while ago because he had a steak in his pocket. That's right. And spent 30 days in jail for that. He's not on parole anymore. Okay, so that is how, so everybody can get to be good at shooting videos with the smartphone. Don't think that you need technology. You don't need technology, you need technique. And that starts with the belief that you can do a good video with your phone, because the technology on your phone is good enough. I don't do my interviews with the cell phone because I can't do the interview and hold the phone on the person while I'm doing a 30-minute interview and then point it at me and back and forth. I can't do it that way. So when I do the Chow Tuti interviews, we have a fixed camera, but it's on, but the camera, it's this type of camera right here. It's not better than the camera on my cell phone, on my smartphone. Okay, so you do your video, you upload it, or it's already on YouTube. Now the key thing is to edit it. And if you haven't seen the video yet, editing a video is very simple. So let's all go to YouTube. Okay, so Dennis, do you see my screen?
Oh, yes, we do.
Okay. So let's go to YouTube. Now, who remembers what you have to do to be able to edit a video? Okay, so I'm in my channel.
Mhm.
From the picture,
What picture?
your picture,
Okay, so like this picture.
picture in the right hand corner.
Oh,
In the top corner.
okay. Okay, you mean up here?
Yes.
Okay, now what?
Upload.
Then you say Create Studio.
Creator Studio. Okay, so good. There's more than one way to do things in
Right.
Google, and that's one way to do it. So
Right.
now I'm here,
Go to create.
okay? And
Right.
then what?
Now you wanna either, you can upload your video, your audio from there. And then-
Okay. So I go to, okay, good morning, everyone. I go to Creator to edit video, right? You notice that, everyone? So I'll go back. So under Create, over here on the left, there's two things, Audio Library and Video Editor.
Right.
Does everybody see that? So I went over here to where I was. I went to Creator Studio. When I go to Creator Studio, this comes up. See over here, it says Creator Studio.
Create Studio.
Creator Studio. And then down at the bottom, there's a thing that says Create.
Yeah, Create.
Okay? If I click on the arrow on the right, Audio Library and Video Editor.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay? So I click on Video Editor.
Click on video, what now?
Video Editor.
Okay, that's great. Okay, video editor.
Okay, now, if you don't have any videos over here, so here's a bunch of videos that you would have. If you don't have any videos, you can't edit a video.
Right.
Okay, so if you find that you get to this page and you don't have anything, don't think that the internet is broken. Okay, don't think that Google doesn't work. Don't think that they're picking on you. You just don't have any videos to edit. How do we upload a video? Yeah, from your home page on your channel, there's a button that says Upload Video. Not hard to do that. We're not going to go back and do that. But if we're going to do a video, you would drag it down. Well, first thing you do is you go up here to the top. You might have to scroll up to the top.
So right now we edit a video, right?
You're in Video Editor, but if you have no videos,
No video. Type in a name.
yeah, well, if you have no videos, you can't do anything. Okay, we're editing a video, but if you don't have any videos in here, you can't edit it. Okay? I'll say it for the fourth time. If you have no videos here, you can't edit the video. Okay? Okay.
We're not supposed to have.
No.
have a
Okay. So again, like normally, you start at the top and you put in the name that you want to the video. Okay. Right. If you have no video, number 5. If you have no video, it's going to look like this, right? Black, and there's going to be nothing over here. Okay. Now, if you had something, how do you start editing the video?
Drag the video to the box.
Go to the bottom right, and there should be a little slide.
No, but I don't. So in my window here, I have nothing.
Drag the video down low.
Right. So the first thing I do is I take a video
Drag it.
and I drag it to here.
So you can do it that way.
Okay. Now my video is in there. Now, okay. Welcome to today's. What Dennis was saying is I can stretch it out.
Right there, and your thumbnails will come up. That's what I was telling you right here. And then now there'd be a little like an little thing with scissors. See right there, that little thing. And then you can cut it from right there. And all you do is, and you can put other stuff in there, like you can fade it in, fade it out. You know, with the,
Right. So what Dennis is saying is at this point I can cut stuff out. Okay. I can cut stuff out of my video. And I do that by picking the part where I want to cut. So if I wanted to cut right there, see it changed a little bit? You notice that? Now it looks different here. Not sure if I cut it out or not. But you would select the parts that you want to cut. No, we're just cutting. So you're getting, this is first, you know, that video said first, take out the stuff you don't want. So instead of having it really this long, cut it down to the stuff you want. Once you do that, then you can add in other stuff. Now, when we got to the, some other things you can do is you can fix it. So that's on auto fix versus this. See this? See, it's kind of dark. Auto fix. It's going to try to fix it and lighten it up. I can do it manually. Oops, too far. So that's so bright you can't see anything. That's too dark. If I was holding the camera in my hand, I would care about stabilizing. Okay, slow motion, rotation. If I wanted to see it side by side, I can do that. So you notice this, the original video versus autofix. So these are powerful tools that are free in YouTube. If I want to speed it up, I've seen it many times. Oh, that's slow motion.
Can you keep the
Ed,
What?
we have a question. If you
Yes.
Once you cut and edit something, are you able to retrieve that, or is it gone?
I believe it's gone,
Okay.
but you still have your original video.
Okay. Okay.
And you might be able to go back.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you just made a mistake, oops,
Right.
sure, you might be able to right click and undo, or this
edit that one.
You know, somewhere in there you can go back.
Oh, yeah, it'll be, yeah, and when you're done, yeah, you can save that. It'll be the way you edit it. Once you're done.
Can you save it in a different file to keep the?
Yeah, you can save it to a different file.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like version 1.
Mm-hmm.
So if you play around with it for a second,
Right.
you'll figure out how to cut. Now, how do we add stuff in?
You can drag it in.
Right.
One way to do it is you can drag it in.
Yeah. So one way is I take another video and I just drag it in.
Right.
Okay, so that's a long video I just drug in. That would not be a good idea to do.
Right. You want something short. Right.
Okay, now rotation. Okay, so I hit the back button. So Dennis, what I did is I didn't want to do that. I hit the back button and it took me back.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I would take a short video, which I don't seem to have any, but I would take a short video and I can add it in. Just drag it into the video that I have. Then what was the next thing you talked about?
Transition.
Transitions. So that's this one right here. And these are the different ways to go from one shot, one segment to another segment.
And you
So
drag
if
it
I
in as well.
cut 2 parts, I could also do a transition there. So if I add something in, I can do a transition. If I cut 2 parts, I can transition from that scene to the next scene. And then it has 3, 6, 17 different transitions that you can do. And then I can also add text. Okay, good morning, everyone across the world. Okay, so I can add text right on top of the video. Okay, good morning, everyone across the world. So you see that? This is a test. Oh, well, I don't really like that letter style, so let me do this. I'm going to change the color to red. Okay, good morning, see how everyone that is across the world. Okay. So the purpose of doing it this way is just to show you it's easy, not for you to remember everything, but just to say to yourself, you know what, this isn't really that hard. If I watch the other video that we watched this morning, if I watch that again, and if I have a video I can practice, then I can do it. It's not hard. Okay, so again, does that mean we could take good stuff with this?
Yes.
Yeah. The technology is good. I don't know how many megapixels this camera is, but the technology is good. The technique is what we need to work on, and it's both. So the camera technology is good. It's our camera technique. The editing technology is good enough, right? It's our technique that becomes important. So the point is, if you really wanted to do a good job getting a job at a place you wanted to do, you might do a video, just a 3-minute video, which is a long time. 3-minute video is a long time. You might do a 3-minute video. You might create a 3-minute video on your employer, or answer the question, tell me about yourself. You might do a video about that. But I think the interviewer would be much more impressed if you did a video on their company and you being in it. Now, if you wanted to be a carpet cleaner, you might do a video of you cleaning a carpet, right? Showing, here's what I do. Here's this carpet, it's really dirty. Here's the technique I use.
Before and after, right.
And you have the camera on you, then you cut out huge chunks of that because you need to get it down to 3 minutes. Cut out huge chunks, you have transitions, you know, before, after. You could do a very slick video, same thing with the car wash. Before, after, move the, you know, you've got this whole long video, right, of an hour of doing a car. You make a copy of the end part, move it up to the front, before, after. Then you have what you did, the steps that you took, and then you have this part, the ending part right there again. And you put some overlays on it, some text on it. You put some fades, some transitions in there, and you have a professional looking video. Okay, so we're going to wrap it up. I know there's no questions in California, right?
No, you answered that one question that we did have about being able to retrieve it. You answered that one. That's
Okay.
what we did have.
So the lesson learned, the takeaway from this week, from these 4 hours of YouTube, is number one, everybody can do a YouTube video. Number two, YouTube videos, this could be the killer app of the future in terms of helping you get or keep or get promoted at a good job. Your ability to say, I can also do videos. I can also do videos in the interview process. And they might say, especially if they don't have anybody doing videos like Shortline, I can do videos. They don't have anybody doing videos. That might get them to say, well, what do you mean? And if you were smart, you'd have a video already. Well, let me show you a simple example I did at home. And they're going to say, wow, we really need videos. This guy can do videos. Huh. Okay. All right. So thank you, everyone. I don't know what we're doing next week, but for people in California, have a good weekend.
Okay, you too. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you. Have a good one.
So goodbye, everyone.
Bye.